Okay, so this very first one, it says find the slope of a line. So I know we've talked about slope before. So on a treadmill, what does the incline do?
It goes up.
It goes up and does what though?
It makes it harder.
It makes it harder to walk, right? So walking uphill is harder. Oh, I'm so sorry. Is harder than just walking flat on the ground. Okay, so when we're finding a slope. Okay, so the slope, first of all, and we're just going to cover this now. Slope, what letter you're going to see for it often is used as M. Okay, and on a graph, and on a graph only, okay, it is really, we call it the rise over the run. Okay, now, in other words, this is our up and down. How much do we go up or down? Okay, versus how much do we go either left or right? Okay. And then the last piece, and I think it's the hardest piece for most, is whether the graph is positive or negative, okay? So this part, it would definitely be useful to have on your paper, okay? So if the line is going in this direction, okay, it is positive. And if the line is going this direction, it is going to be negative. I said negative and I wrote positive, okay? And so really what you're looking at is the upper corner. What's happening in the upper corner, okay? Is it going up? And it's on the right side, or is it going up and it's on the left side? Okay. And so really that's what we're focused on as far as the rest of the graph goes. It can tell you a lot, but not really. Okay. So when we're counting, we count from the lowest point to the highest point. Okay. So right here, you're going to start by counting from this one. Okay. And we can only, so how much are we going to have to go up to get to here? How much are we going to have to travel up? 5. Is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so we're going to rise 5 and we're going to run or go over 2. Okay, and then the last piece you need to check, is that a positive or negative line? Positive. It's positive. Now, because I know some of you guys like to work ahead, if it is negative, there are 3 options. So we'll just use this one. Okay, so. And I'm going to write it 3 different times so you guys can see. Okay, you are able to put your negative here with the 5, here with the 2, or like right next to the bar. Okay, they all mean the same thing, but we can only have one negative. Okay, so any of those would work if it was negative. It doesn't matter which way you write it. Okay, because whether it's negative 5 over 2 or 5 over negative 2, okay, or negative 5 over 2, they all mean the exact same thing. Okay. Let's look at number 3. Okay, we're going to count from the lowest point up to the highest point. So how much are we going to rise? How much are we going to run? 3 over 1. Now, let's talk about this. Okay, 3 over 1. Over really means divide. What is 3 divided by 1?
3.
It is 3. Okay, so this means the same thing. However, when we're doing slope, we need that bottom thing to tell us how much. Okay, so, and you're going to see that eventually. As the further we get, it is going to be like 4 over 1, 5 over, okay? Okay, and then lastly, is that a positive or a negative line? Positive. That's the one thing people get wrong, okay? Number 5, how much are we going to rise? 2. How much are we going to run? 7. Okay, is that a positive or a negative slope? Positive. Yep, for the graph. Okay, flip your page. Get on number 7. Get on number 7. I know you're trying to finish that side, but then you're going to be lost because they move really fast. Okay, again, we rise 2, we run 2. Okay, is that a positive or a negative line? Flip the page. Flip the page. It is a positive, okay? And 2 over 2 is really the same thing as 1 over 1, or is the same thing as 1, okay? But today we're going to focus on that 2 over 2. Eventually, yes, you will have to simplify. Number 9. How much do you rise? How much do you run? 1 over 5. Is that positive or negative? positive. Okay, so that's how we find slope on a graph, okay? What are these called? When like this? Coordinates or location. Okay, so when we're finding it with, people call them points too. So slope with pair of points, you need to write this down, okay? So here's the formula. We say m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, write that down. You're going to need it. Okay, and then when we label coordinates, they always go x comma y, just so you know, and you have it.
Do we kind of do something similar like this for like in the 9th grade?
I don't know what you did in 9th grade, buddy.
Kind of looks weird.
Okay, so what you're gonna do first, and I always suggest labeling. I know it seems stupid, but this is where, so I told you 1 through 20 are the ones people get messed up. Everything else, easy peasy. Okay, so we're gonna label, because this is our first coordinate, we're gonna say x1, y1. This is our second one, so we're gonna say x2, y2. If I had another one here, it would be called what? X3, Y3. Okay, if I had another one, it'd be X4, Y4. Okay, and so now we're going to use this formula. Okay, so I know I'm going to have a big bar. Okay, now, what is my Y2? I went through and labeled. What's my Y2? Negative 14. Okay, now, no matter what, before we even do the next thing, there is a minus in this formula. So we're going to say minus, what is my y1? Now we're on y1. Negative 14. So I'm really going to have two minus signs there. Okay. x2, what's my x2? Negative 9. Minus my x1. 2. Okay, so now I want you to take your calculator and turn it on and hit your fraction button. It looks like this. Okay, and it should pop up like that. If it's giving you like a slash or something, please let me know. Okay, and you're going to type in that exactly the way it looks. Okay? Don't forget the minus.
How do you go to the bottom of the paper?
I don't know. Hold up. What do you mean it won't let you do it? Oh, that's what I was saying. You need the picture. I said, tell me if you don't have the picture. Get a different one. Okay, when you guys type that in, what did you get? 0. Okay, that means we have a 0 slope. Right? If you didn't get 0, please let me know. There's only one of me and there's a lot of you guys, so that way I can help you out. If you're not typing, okay, if you didn't get that, that means you probably missed a negative. Okay? And if you didn't, please let me know, so then when I come around and check, I'll check on you instead. Okay? Okay, 13, the same thing. We're going to go ahead and label x1, y1, x2, y2. The reason I say label, okay, the further we get, it's just better to get in a good habit of labeling. Okay, what happens is people try to do it in their head, and then they put the x or the y, they'll put the y2 where the y1 goes, or vice versa. Okay, so again, we're going to plug in with our formula. What is my y2? 10 minus my y1? 13 over, what is my x2? Negative 10 minus whatever my x1 is, which is 17. Okay, take a second and type that in. So you will do the fraction because slope is always like rise from. So you'll need the fraction, not the decimal. Good question. No. Okay, so Cam or Liv asked, do we do the fraction or the decimal? You're always going to do the fraction because remember we just did like how much do we rise, how much do we run? And the only way you can do that is with the fraction, okay? The up and over, that left and right. Okay, what did you guys get? Woo! What'd you get? Because you're making a face too. Negative 3 over 7?
Game of work it.
Okay, what'd you get? So I'm gonna go with 10, negative 3, negative 27 is, over 9, negative, positive. It's gonna be 1 over 9. Okay, so if you didn't, just look back at your calculator because it doesn't erase. See what you missed. Did you miss a negative? Okay, did you put stuff in the wrong order?
Okay, so I'll put 10.
You just type it the way it looks, bud. What are you talking about? So minus. And then hit your down arrow. Yep, then that will do the bottom part. And then negative 10 minus 17. Okay, flip your page. 15, we're going to say x1, y1, x2, y2. Let's go, get on that one. I can't do it all in my head. So you guys are going to have to be on the same one as me so you can try it. You guys can do your side in a minute. That's where I give you, that's why I do half. Okay, so we're going to say negative 20 minus what? Yeah, okay, so again, when you have like a lot of minuses like that, make sure you type it in slow on your calculator, okay? Negative 9 minus 13. Okay, type that in, see what you get. Okay, and the more you type, the before you know it, you'll be fast as crap. That's too much number in your mind. 7, what'd you get? 17 over 22? 17 over 22?
I got 20 over 22.
Then you missed a negative. That's what I'm gonna assume. Oh, yeah.
You put 23.
What did you say, 22?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. So go back and check what you typed in, comment, and what the paper says.
What? I didn't miss nothing.
Well, you had to have, bud. There's no way everyone else got. Yes, you did. I can say right now. You didn't. Your paper does not say the same thing as my screen. Okay, x1, y1, x2, y2. What comes first? Y2, which is 13, minus what? What comes next? Negative 13, because that's my y1. Okay, so again, you've got these double negatives. Be careful. Okay, x2 minus x1. So it's going to be 6 minus 10. Now, I know some of you guys are going to start getting lazy and you're not going to want to label them. I'm telling you right now. Today we're only doing one formula. Well, kind of 1/2. But you're going to need the letters, okay? When you type that in, what do you get? Negative 13 over 2. 13 over 2?
Negative.
Oh, negative 13 over 2? Okay. Perfect.
I keep getting 0.
You keep getting 0?
Yeah.
Yours does not say what mine says. Neither your paper nor your calculator.
What if
So what are you missing?
what if the solution doesn't turn into an answer?
No, it does not. I just seen both of them. Go through it step by step, finger by finger, or whatever you gotta do.
Oh,
There you go, you got it?
yeah.
Okay,
Yes, I know.
yes, sir.
What if our number, what if our, like, answer isn't a fraction, it's just like an actual number? No, it's an actual number.
That's fine.
Okay.
So 10 is really 10 over 1. That just means you would go up 10 and you would go over 1 if there's nothing underneath of it. Okay, 19, we got x1, y1, x2, y2. Bevan, what is my y2? -3 minus, Sophia, what's my y1? -14. Simon, what's my x2? -6 minus Takara, what's my x1? -20. Alright. Okay, type that in, see what you get. There's a lot of negatives, so before you even start typing, make sure your paper matches up with what mine says. Oscar looked at his, not to pick on you, but it happened to Simon too, like 3 times, and he's like, no, mine says what yours says. But, did it? It didn't, right? So one tiny little negative is gonna screw up everything. Okay, what did you guys get? Okay, and then this last section that we're gonna learn about, okay, and these all go super duper fast, okay? This last section is in, we call it slope-intercept form, okay? So this is slope-intercept form. Okay, so far we've just done slope, okay? This is slope-intercept form, okay? And it's, all of the titles that I'm gonna give you for the formulas literally have what they have in it, okay? So, see how this says slope? It's gonna have a slope, and it's gonna have an intercept. That's why it's called slope-intercept form, okay? Now, and we'll get further into this, but essentially the formula goes like this. Y equals mx plus b. Now, I've already told you, what does the m stand for? Slope, right? Or the rise over the run. Okay, so this is your slope. The b is going to be your y-intercept, which we will get more into a different day. Okay, probably tomorrow. Okay, so as long as you have this, this is everything you'll need to do the rest of the sheet. Okay? So as long as you have that, then you're good. Okay, so if we look at 21, okay, notice how this says, and look at me, this says y and this says y, yes?
Yes,
This says equals, this says equals.
yes,
So then what is this?
the slope.
The slope. So that's my slope. So my m, or my slope, is -7/2. And I wrote mine sideways. Okay, and then again, keep following it. Okay, notice how I have an x and I have an x. I have a plus and I have a plus. And then I have a b and I have a 3. So my b, or my y-intercept, is 3. Okay, now there are a few exceptions on here, which is the next 3. So stay with me for the next 3. Okay, now if we look at number 23, okay, how you can tell what is the slope is whatever's connected to the x. So see how these are all right next to each other? See these? They're right next to each other. The slope always has the x with it. So is this the slope or is this the y-intercept? It's the slope because it has the thing with it. Okay, so my slope is just going to be 2. Okay. My y-intercept, because there's nothing there, I could put a +0 on here and it's the same thing. Okay, so my b is going to be 0 because there's no b there. Okay, so if we're looking at 25, what's my slope? -2/5. What's my b? 0, because there's nothing there in the b spot. All right, 27, don't get cocky. What's my m? 8. What's my b? -4. Okay, so if there's anything other than a plus there, because look at my formula. That has a plus b. Okay, this has a plus b. We said 3 because it was a +3. Okay, if it would be a -3, then this would be a -3. okay? You don't write +3 though on your thing. So this, my B is gonna be -4.
So we're doing?
The back is a little different, but not really. Okay, 29. What is my M? What's my slope? 7/5. What's my B? 4. Okay, these ones are the exact same, except for this time they want, so this, we had to pick it out of the equation. On these ones, we're gonna write the equation, so it's just total opposite. Okay, so it's gonna look like y equals mx plus b, right? So we're gonna say y equals, what is my m?
5x
5. So we're gonna say 5x,
minus 5.
and what's my b? -5. Okay, 33. I'm gonna say y equals what? -7/3, that's my slope. X, what's my b?
4.
4, so it's really gonna be +4. Okay, 35 is gonna be y equals what? 4/5. X, what's my b? +0. So you can, and I'm not that picky, right? Most teachers would say, well, you leave it like that, okay? If you wanna write the +0, have at it, okay? But you don't need to. And that's, if you write the +0, that's not really the proper way, but like, there's bigger fish to fry in the world. Okay, we got y equals, what's my slope? What's gonna come first? 3/2, x +5. We're gonna have y equals -7/2, x -4. What is this called? Let's see who can remember. What formula is this?
Y equals mx plus b.
It is y equals mx plus b, but what's it called? Slope intercept, right? So again, we have a slope and they gave us an intercept. Okay? You guys go through, you got 20 to do. Okay? I know you guys looked at the thing.